Hi and welcome back to my little corner of the internet. Today we're making a Regency Spencer, but with a little modern twist, which means I'm going to make a hoodie to put on it as well, in this beautiful tartan. What I'm starting off is I'm measuring the Spencer, how big it is in the neck area. And then I'm taking measurements of myself, how high I want the hoodie to be, how deep I want the hoodie to be, and how long I want the hoodie to be. That is what I'm tracing here. Then I'm cutting the measurements in half and then making this 2D drawing to get a feeling of how I want it to look and how it's going to be. And then I'm going to make this into a big pattern where I'm doing exactly the same thing, just in a bigger scale. After cutting it out, then I'm going to try it on to see how it fits. It's a bit too long, so I'm going to take some of the top. Just marking that off. And then I'm going to trace that, make a nice little curve, cut that off, and then try it again to see if it fits better, which it does. So I'm just going to cut that out with the seam allowance of 1 centimeter, both in the outer fabric and in the lining fabric. This is the hoodie. Now I'm going to make the Spencer, starting off with all the assembly marks as always, remembering center front. Doing the same thing on the lining layers, marking everything off, finding some bits for the interfacing in my stash of interfacing stuff. I need to buy more at some point, but I'm thinking it's better just to use up all the scraps first. Putting that on, remembering to put a piece of paper so it won't stick to the iron. Here it is, put on. And now I'm just going to assemble, starting off with the hoodie, then the collar bit, checking if I did it right, and then the rest of the Spencer. Checking along the way that the tartan lines up nicely, which it does. This tartan is 100% wool, so it's very warm and very forgiving when you press it with the iron. Sewing the sleeves together. Now I'm just ironing all the seam allowance, starting off with the collar, making that all nice and smooth. And then the sleeves. Then I forgot to sew the Spencer together on the sides, so I just did that. And then I'm going to iron the seam allowance. And now I'm putting on the collar. check in if it sits okay. And here I'm sewing together the hoodie, putting in the drawstring and the sleeves, and I'm just turning the bottom bit of the hoodie. And then I'm going to sew that because the hoodie is going to be put on by itself. Snipping the collar bit so it won't do weird stuff at the neck. Putting in the lining. Checking that it all fits and sits as it's supposed to, lining up with the seams of the outer bit. And I'm just going to turn that and sew. Sewing in the lining by hand, because that just looks better. And because I want to make a fairly non-visible closure at the front. So sewing stuff in by hand makes that possible, doing that at the neck as well. And here I'm draping on the hoodie to see where it's going to sit, how it's going to sit, before I'm going to sew it on with some buttons. And as you can see, it's just sitting on. I'm not putting in exactly at the neck bit or at the collar. You could do that, but then you have to make a dart in the side of the hoodie so your head could fit in it and that it could fit around the neck. But it's almost done. Just need to put on the hoodie with these buttons, which are here. I'm going to just put them on, not making any buttonholes. And here it is done. I made the center front closure with push buttons, so you can't really see anything. So this is my modern take on a Regency Spencer jacket. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!